Hello everybody, it's Elena, and in today's video we are building this little row of apartment buildings that I built in the new world of Tomarang that we just got with the For Rent expansion pack that came out like about a week and a half ago or something by now. And we are building it on a 20 by 20 lot, which is rather small, but I decided to build it here because I really wanted it to be on a lot that had the town in the background, and I wanted it to be like in the middle of the town area of Tomarang, and the only lots that met those criteria were super small. Like this is a 20 by 20 and the other one is a 20 by 15, so I decided to go with this one because it had a little bit more room than the 20 by 15, so that's how we ended up here, I guess. But in total there are 7 different units, like 7 apartments on this lot that you can choose to move into, and they're all different. They are of varying shapes and sizes, although most of them, as in 5 of them to be specific, are pretty small and they only have a 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom, so they are definitely on the smaller side, although some of those apartments are smaller than others, just like in the general overall size of them, I guess. And then for the 2 last apartments, we've got one with 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, and one with 3 bedrooms and 1.5 bathrooms, respectively. So that's like the sizes of all of these apartments, and as you can see, there are quite a few small ones that probably are best with only a single sim or 2 sims, but then if you want to live here with a family, you can definitely move into one of the 2 bigger apartments, and you can have a nice little life with your family of sims. Yeah. That's nice in my opinion. And in this video we are going to be decorating 2 apartments, and they are both like vastly different. So one of them is very rundown, it's very like beaten up, it's not very cute, it's like super, well, it's cute in my opinion because I like to do very messy stuff like that, but it's not, you know, a nice place to live, but I think it's cool. And it is on the bottom floor, and it's like not a great apartment, it's just not in a good condition at all. And then we've got another apartment, the other one that we are decorating today, which is completely different. It's a lot nicer and it's on the 3rd story, and it's just like one of the family apartments. It's the one with 2 bedrooms, and it's a lot more like bright and nice and just clean in my opinion. And it does not seem like a health hazard to live up there as opposed to the other one, because that just doesn't seem very healthy. It's got a lot of mold growing on the walls and whatever else. So yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to live in that one, but that's just the reality for a lot of people. So I wanted to build an apartment like that. Also, it's just really fun to do that, so I did that in this video. I really wanted like 2 apartments that were vastly different to decorate those, and I feel like I definitely did do that. I did accomplish that, I guess. And as you might be able to see, or I guess you can't really tell right now, but as you might have been able to see in the thumbnail, so this little row of apartment buildings sort of consists of 3 different buildings, and they all look a little bit different from each other. And in my like mind, like in my head canon, I guess, they are all owned by different people. I mean, obviously in the Sims 4 they would be owned by one person because like one sim owns, you know, one lot. That's how it works. But in my mind, they are not owned by the same person, so the landlords are not the same, and some of them just care more than others, I would say. So there's one building which is on the right side of the lot when we are looking at it from the front, which is definitely in the worst condition. The apartments that are located in that building are not great at all, and that is where the first apartment that we are decorating in this video is located. So we are building the one on the bottom floor, I think I said that, but yeah, that's the one we're doing today. And you can very clearly tell from the outside that that building definitely looks a lot more like beaten up and not very well taken care of in, you know, in comparison to the 2 other apartments, because it's a lot more dirty and just not as nice. And it definitely is visible on the inside as well, because in all of the apartments I made sure to put a lot of like cracks in the walls and a lot of mold on the walls and whatever else, just so it would be very like not nice because I really wanted to encapsulate those vibes, I guess, and I feel like I did do that. And also with the way that I decorated the one we were doing in that building, I definitely made it super messy and just like very cheap looking, and the kitchen that I put into it is also very cheap, and it's like the worst stuff that we have in the game that I put there, just because I really wanted it to look not nice, you know. I wanted it to be a not good apartment. I wanted it to look very cheap and affordable, I guess. But I have a feeling that this landlord is just super scummy, so even though it's a super bad apartment, they are still charging the tenants a whole lot of money. Way too much, because that's just the state of the world right now, isn't it? Yeah, I feel like it is, which is really sad, and it hurts my feelings, but whatever. Housing crisis is so fun. But then the building in the middle is definitely the nicest one, and the apartments that are located in that one, which is 2 apartments, I would say, yeah, 2 apartments, are definitely the nicest ones, and I made them very bright on the inside, even though they aren't like super well lit, because it is the middle apartment building, so there aren't any windows on the side, it's just in the front and in the back. But I still made it very well lit, and the flooring in there is nice and light, as opposed to the one in the flooring in the like bad apartment building, which is dark. So it just made the rest of the apartments seem pretty dark as well. And the apartments that are in the nicest apartment building are very, like, you know, just neat and tidy. I mean, I did not decorate one of them. I only decorated the one that is on the very top floor, the one on the 3rd story of this house, which is the like final apartment that we are decorating in this video. And as I did mention, that one is a lot nicer, and the way that it's decorated is just like very bright, and I feel like the furniture that I used, it looks a lot more expensive, and the kitchen is nice, like it's in a nice condition. The appliances are not super beaten up, and I did also do a little toddler bedroom in that apartment, and I definitely feel like it seems a lot more appropriate for a child to grow up in that apartment as opposed to one of the like bad ones. Because I can imagine, without knowing for sure, that growing up around a lot of mold cannot be healthy. As I said, I don't know for sure, but I just have a feeling that it's not very good for a developing brain to grow up in a very like moldy environment. So yeah, I definitely feel like it's nicer to live in the one that we are decorating last in this video. And then to the left side of the lot, we've got another apartment building, which is kind of like not super messed up and not super gross like the one to the right, but it's not as nice as the one in the middle. It's just sort of somewhere in between, but more so close to the one in the middle. It's not like super gross in any way, but there are just like a few cracks in the walls, and I think I did put a little bit of mold on the inside as well. So it's definitely not a nice apartment building, but it's not anywhere near as bad as the one to the right, I guess. But yeah, I just really wanted these apartment buildings to look different from each other, and I wanted you to be easily able to see which one is which, and I really wanted that juxtaposition between the really bad one and the like a lot nicer one, and I feel like I did achieve that. Yeah. I feel like the contrast is very clear, and I think that's kind of fun to do all of that on one lot, so they aren't all the same. And since the 2 biggest apartments on this lot span across both the left apartment building and the middle apartment building, the division between those 2 buildings is kind of unclear, just because like you know, you enter the apartment on one side, but then it also spans over to the other side of the other, you know, building, or it like goes on to the other building, so it's like not as divided. And I was kind of thinking that maybe the landlord is the same for those 2 apartment buildings, but it's a different landlord in the one to the right, just because it's such a like way worse apartment. So I'm thinking that the landlord who owns the middle apartment building and the left apartment building is a lot more proper and way better at doing their job, and they are not evil towards their tenants, and they just like would not want to put their name on a building as bad as the one to the right. So that landlord is definitely a lot more scummy, and they just do not take care of their tenants at all, and they don't care when they have like needs and whatever that need to be met. They are not interested in helping them. They just want the money. They don't care about the well-being of their tenants, which is really bad, and we don't like that. And then the other landlord is definitely a lot more good at taking care of the tenants, although the apartment building to the left is, as I said, in not the best condition compared to the one in the middle. So there's definitely some work to be done for that landlord as well, but they're just like overall doing a way better job, and they are hopefully working on making those 2 apartments a lot more clean. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it. That was just like what I was thinking while I was building this build, and I had a really good time making it, and I ended up really liking the outcome of it. So I hope you all like it as well, and this was definitely the type of build that I have been super excited to build with this new pack. So I'm glad that I finally got around to doing that, and I'm just really happy with it. I think it's so fun, and I want to do more apartment buildings like this in other worlds, and I feel like that's just so exciting. And I'm very happy that we have the new pack, although it's not all that new anymore. I just like haven't really been able to make that many videos and that many builds with it. Haven't really gotten to play with it that much yet just because I've been so busy. As you might know if you've been watching my other videos, I've been super busy just doing a lot of exams this month of December, so I've had to spend a lot of time doing that, and I haven't really been able to invest as much time into like my channel and The Sims and this new pack as I've wanted to do. But now I'm happy to say that I'm finally on Christmas break. I started my break yesterday after I had my final exam, so I'm just very happy about that. I'm happy to finally be able to relax and to just like not feel super guilty about it whenever I do relax and do stuff that I want to do and do stuff that I think is fun, because I always have this like thought in the back of my head that I need to spend like every waking hour just working on my school stuff, and that's just not healthy at all, because I really just need to be able to, you know, relax and whatever else. So I'm very happy that I finally am able to do that guilt-free. I love that a lot, and I'm just very excited to spend these next few weeks just doing nothing and just celebrating Christmas and also New Year's. But I don't want to think about that because it just feels very far away, and I just really want to focus on Christmas, you know. But I am also going to do that on my break, obviously, and I'm just really happy about that. I've been needing this for a very long time. But yeah, I do also have some exams in January, so it's not fully over, but for now we rest. Yeah. That is what we're gonna do, so I'm just happy about that. Very relieved and very pleased with that. Also, I feel like my voice has sounded pretty rough in this video so far, like more rough than it normally sounds, and I'm pretty sure that's just because I have not spoken yet today. Really, it's 2:40 right now and I'm speaking for the first time because I've just like had a very slow morning and, you know, like day so far. So I haven't really been doing anything, even though I have some things that I would like to get done, just like some cozy stuff, and I'm just gonna spend the next few days relaxing and not really doing anything at all. Nothing stressful at least. But yeah, I think my voice just sounds a little bit rough today, like more rough than it normally sounds, because I feel like I just have a pretty rough sounding voice in like normally. But right now it's just because I haven't really spoken, and this is the first time that I'm using my voice. Yeah, but it's fine. I'm also just really tired because I've had a rough few weeks, is what might also be that's taking a toll on my voice, because I have not really been sleeping much. But I did sleep very well last night, so that was amazing. Very grateful for, you know, being able to relax and whatever. It's just amazing. Yeah. Like I literally woke up at 10 today and it was amazing. I don't normally sleep in that much and I don't really love to sleep in, but I did today and it was great. And then I had a slow morning and just did not start doing anything at all until 1. So yeah, it's been nice. Very cozy, very relaxing. And basically all I'm gonna be doing for the next few days is just like Christmas preparations. I have a bunch of stuff that I do want to get done before Christmas. I want to do some baking, and I have a lot of like presents that I still need to wrap because, oh my goodness. Okay, so under the Christmas tree in my room, which is like a pretty small Christmas tree, I've got a lot of presents there. And like every year up until like the 23rd or something, I keep all of the presents that I can get my hands on under my Christmas tree, because I think it looks very cozy and very pretty, and I really like to just watch the amount of presents just built up over the months of like November and December. It's just my favorite thing ever. And right now it's the 19th as of when I'm recording this, and there are so many presents. Like they are literally just flowing out underneath the Christmas tree because it's a small one and there are so many of them, and a lot of them are kind of big, and I don't really know what's going on. And I must admit that a lot of them are for me. The other day I went to my brother's house because I was in the area, and he just like said that he had a lot of presents that he wanted to give us, like my family, the people that live where I live right now, because he lives somewhere else. And then I just like went to his house and I got all of these presents, and he just like had so many of them. I was like, what are you doing with all those presents? Like that's just not necessary at all. And then he started to like pull out the ones that were for my mom and the ones that were for my dad, and I think they both had 2 presents each. And then he just like kept pulling more and more presents out of this bag, and they were all for me. And I think in total he had 5 presents that were for me. I was like, boy, what are you doing? You do not need to give me all these presents. But he just like kept pulling them out, and I was like, what are you doing? That's just not necessary. So yeah, I have a bunch of presents that are for me under my Christmas tree, and that's so fun. I love that a lot. I love presents. I think it's so cozy to like have them under my Christmas tree. It's just so cozy and I love it. And then on the 23rd or like the 24th, it just kind of like depends, I move all of them downstairs to the real Christmas tree, like the big one that we have in the living room, and then all of the presents that are not under my Christmas tree also get added there, because the ones that are from other people, I guess. Yeah, so yeah. That's just the little story of why a lot of the presents under my Christmas tree are for me. It's because of my brother. He's just like such a good gift giver, and he like puts so much effort into giving gifts to the people that he loves, and that's just so nice, and he's just so great, and I'm very grateful for him. So yeah, and that's that. He's just really good. And I obviously also have a bunch of Christmas presents under the Christmas tree that are not for me, like ones that I'm giving to other people, and some that my, you know, family members are giving to the other family members. They are not all for me, and they are not all from me. They're just like presents that I have gathered from around the house and that people have given to me because they know that I want them under my Christmas tree, and that's how they ended up there. And it's literally overflowing. I cannot remember a year where we've had more presents than this. I don't know, it's kind of crazy. We're gonna be busy on Christmas Eve, although not all of them are for Christmas, like the Christmas day, you know, because some of them are also for like a little gift game, and some of them are for other days and other people that are not going to be receiving them on Christmas, you know. So yeah, they aren't all for that, but a lot of them are. And it's just really fun. I also have some more presents inside my closet that I need to wrap and I need to put under the Christmas tree, so there are going to be even more of them. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's really fun, and I love Christmas a lot, and I'm just really, very happy to be celebrating Christmas these days with my family. My grandparents are also coming over in a few days. They live very far away, so they are going to be staying here in my area for, I think, 5 or maybe even 6 days, so that's going to be very fun. I'm very excited to see them. I haven't seen them for a few months because, you know, they do live far away, so it's kind of difficult for me to see them all that often. I normally do go see them in around November, but I just have not had time for that because I've been so busy with my school stuff, and I have been very sad about like having to prioritize my school stuff over seeing my grandparents, just because I personally just find it very important for me to go see them. It's just a thing that I really value, and I know that they really love when I come visit them, and I always bring my dog, which they also really like, because it's just so cozy for Minnie and I to go see them together, and that's just our little tradition that we go a few like certain months a year, and November is one of those times a year that we see them, and I'm just very sad that I did not get to go this year, but I am going to be seeing them very soon, and then I think I'm going to be taking a trip over to see them in January. I hope that I will get to do that. That'll be very fun. But yeah, that's just a little bit about how life is going for me right now. I don't have anything super crazy going on because, you know, I'm off of school. I'm not super busy with that, and I don't have anything super interesting going on either because I'm just relaxing and having fun, and that's just about it. But this is also the last video that I'm going to be posting before Christmas, so I just want to wish you all a very happy Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate, and to those who don't, I just want to say have a good day. Have a good few days around Christmas time, I guess. And if you're watching this video at a point in time where it's not anywhere near Christmas, then I hope you're just having a good regular week. Yeah, you deserve that. But also, I have a question that I would like to ask you guys, and it might seem very random because it's not in any way related to what we've been talking about in this video so far at all. So I guess it does seem pretty random, but I do have some context for you, which I will tell you about after I've asked the question. So my question is, do you guys have a scar on your chin? And I'm more specifically asking if you have a scar underneath your chin. And the reason why I'm asking is because a few months ago I had a conversation with someone that I know who was telling me that she recalls having read somewhere that around 50% of the population has a scar on their chin, like more specifically underneath their chin, because apparently it's like super common. And to me it sounds like a bit of a stretch that 50% of people have one. It just seems like a pretty high number, but I don't doubt that it's a high amount of people because it's just like a very easy place to get injured, I guess, especially when you are a child and you're just like outside playing on the playground and then you fall over and you just like hit your chin against the ground, so it gets like cut open or something and you have to get it either stitched up or something like that. So it's a lot of people have scars under their chins, but I really would like to know how many of you guys have them, because this is very fascinating to me. I've just like been thinking about this a lot ever since months she told me about this, and I tried to do some research myself. Like I tried to Google how many people have scars on their chins, and I couldn't really find any statistics about it because I feel like that's a very weird thing to like do statistics about. I don't know why anybody would want to do that, but currently I'm just very curious about it, and that's why I'm asking you guys if you have one. This is my bit of research that I'm doing to answer my little question that I've had for a couple of months. And the reason why the topic of chin scars came up in our conversation is because a couple of days before we were talking about this, I had just gotten a mole removed from my chin. But like this mole was in my face, like that part of my chin right under my mouth, so not underneath my chin. So that's not where I have the scar from that right now. Right now I just have one in my face, and it's kind of bothering me a lot because it's been 2 months since I had the surgery, and it's like super red and very visible still, and I guess I was just kind of like imagining that it would look a little bit better by now, but it's definitely super like red and it bothers me a lot, and I'm always covering it up when I go outside. That's besides the point though, but yeah, I'm just asking you guys this because I'm very curious to know how many of you have chin scars. It's just very fascinating to me that apparently so many of us have them. And I actually have a scar underneath my chin of my own that I got as a child. And the thing about it is that I have absolutely no memory of what happened. I don't remember the accident. I don't remember how I got this injury. But I do remember being at the doctor's office after it happened and getting it glued together because I thought it was so weird that doctors used glue on humans. So I thought that was really, really interesting. And then I remember after this whole thing happened that I was having a conversation with my grandma about it, and she told me that when she was a child she got like injuries on her chin many different times, and she has 3 scars under her chin that she also like got from being a child who was just outside being a kid, you know, playing around and whatever. So my grandma has a lot of them, and both of the 2 people that I was having this conversation with also had a scar under their chin. So I feel like it's super common, but I would really like to know how common it actually is because it's very interesting to me. And they like told me these stories of how it happened, and then I just felt so weird about not remembering how mine happened because normally I have a very good memory and I remember like so many of the weird things that happened in my childhood, but I don't remember this incident, so that's really odd. But one of them told me that hers happened because she was on a playground with a bunch of other kids, and then one of these other kids pushed her down from somewhere up high, so she fell down, and then she just like landed on her face, I guess, and she busted her chin open. So that was unfortunate, and she had to go to the doctor and get stitches. So yeah, that's what happened to her. But if you guys have a scar on your chin and you have a little story about it, I would love to hear it because this is very interesting to me, and I feel like a lot of people who have chin scars, they got them from when they were little kids and they were just playing on the playground, and then accidents happen because kids just get hurt all the time, and then after you've consoled them for a little bit, they just get up and run and they play as if nothing happened. And you know what? I think that's pretty inspirational. So yeah, kudos to them. Good for you, kids. Kids are very, very resilient. That's impressive. I like that about them. Yeah, I don't know. But if you have any like other weird scars that you have on your body and you have some interesting like stories to go with these scars, please tell me about it in the comment section because I would love to hear about it. It doesn't have to be chin related. If you just have a little story that you got reminded of and you want to share it in the comment section, just feel free to do that. I would love to hear about it. And talking about this kind of reminds me of this time when I think I was like 12 years old maybe. It was snowy outside and the like roads and the streets were kind of icy, so it was kind of like very slippery outside, and I was riding my bike home from school, and the bike ride was like maybe 2 kilometers or something, like not super long. And I remember that I was driving down this hill, and then these 3 boys that were in my class were just like walking by, and then I said hi to them, and then like at the end of the hill there's this like turn, this little turn, and apparently the turn was super icy, so I just like fell off my bike and I hit my chin so hard and it hurt so badly, and all of these 3 boys, they just like kept walking. They didn't even like react to it or anything like that, and I thought these people were my friends. Yeah, so that's fun. Talking about chin injuries just kind of reminded me of that situation, and now I feel kind of sad because I remember I just like felt so hurt at that point. Like these people that I thought were my friends just did not react to me getting hurt like that. And it hurt so badly, just like hitting your chin, like your bone right there down on the ice and the asphalt. Like it's just, oh, it was so painful. And I didn't get a scar from that incident because my chin did not bust open or anything. But I do remember that it hurt a lot for days after the incident. So that really sucked, honestly. Yeah, I hated that a lot, and I tried to play it so cool because I didn't want to seem like a loser or anything in front of these boys. So yeah, that was pretty terrible. Anyway, though, enough about chin scars and childhood accidents. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do give it a little thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you aren't subscribed already and you enjoy my content. I would really appreciate it, but you know, you don't have to. And you can download this build on my gallery page. My ID on there is just LacyLena, exactly like my YouTube channel. But besides all of that, I hope you're having an amazing day, and then I cannot wait to see you all in my next video that I will be posting in just a few days. So bye everybody!